Hey there YouTube, Mrlubufu. Been a little busy, but here's all the spoilers that I haven't talked about yet. So the first one is the one that actually doesn't have the image yet. It's new mana drain, as people are calling it. It's Plasm Capture. It's blue, blue, green, green. For counter target spell at the beginning of your next pre-combat main phase, add X mana, and any combination of colors to your mana pool where X is that spell's mana cost. So this is what I would call fair mana drain, simply because you're not going to, going from 2 to 5, which is oftentimes the case with mana drain. You'd leave up 2 blue, they try and cast a 3-drop. You counter it, and then you'd have 3 more mana in your pool. Would be just a huge advantage. Actually, you could go 2 to 6 with that plan. So here, making it 4 mana makes it, fair-ish. I don't know if it's that good, to be honest. I think, don't think of it as mana drain at all. That extra double green makes it a lot harder. Cool card, though. Next we have Possibility Storm. So this is our random red enchantment of the set. Sorry, random red enchanting, or cost 5. It says whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, they exile it, and exile cards from the top of their library until they exile a card that shares a card type with it, and they may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put all cards exiled on the bottom of the library. Fun card. Don't think it's going to see a lot of standard play at all for obvious reasons. For EDH, I could think of so many broken things you can do with this. Tutor up a cheap enchantment. Let's say you're playing some Izzet deck. Tutor up some cheap enchantment that's also quite good. You try and cast it with Possibility Storm in play. Then you go through your deck and you only have one other one. Let's say Omniscience or something stupid like that, right? That's probably overly complicated even for EDH, but just saying, it's a fun one at least. I like these fun red enchantments. Now we have a card that I'm actually really psyched about, the Blood Baron of Vizkopa. 5 mana, 4/4 pro, white and black. Also, that's solid. And as long as you have 30 or more life, and an opponent has 10 or less life, it becomes a 10/10 flying likely. So it's, updated Serra Ascendant for 5. What I like about it, it's a vampire, so it gets along well with Nocturnus for funsies. But again, I'm not sure what to think of this card. I want to say it's having pro white and black and being a 4/4 means it gets around so much removal. So much removal. Lifelink's not also irrelevant. So, seems solid. Seems very solid. Does die to Wrath, though, which is something that Obsidat does. I'm very much comparing this guy to Obsidat and seeing where they fit. This is now our Golgari Mythic. 6 mana, or Dead Bridge Chant, 6 mana. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 10 cards of your library to your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose a card at random in your graveyard. If it's a creature, put it to the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. No, this will not see play in Drunk Reanimator, because if you mill it, if you mill it when you mulch or Grizzly Salvage or Faithless Looting, right? You probably wouldn't with Faithless Looting, but it doesn't do anything. The whole point of that deck is, yes, you get stuff in your graveyard, but it's all relevant whenever you get it. I also like to point out that isn't this the old guild mage of the Golgari, and didn't she, die? I mean, yeah, it's Golgari, so it makes total sense that she's there, but just pointing that out there. Next we have quite possibly the worst uncommon and worst card in the set, Goblin Test Pilot. It's a 0/2 flying for 3 that tap deals 2 damage to target creature or player chosen at random. Yeah. Woo. Next we have the Boros Mythic. Each guild looks like they got their mythic. So Legion's Initiative. It's an enchantment. Reds get +1/+0, white gets +0/+1, and then you can red-white exile it, Exile all creatures you control at the beginning of the next combat. Return those cards to the battlefield, and they gain haste. Well, for one, they put a lot of Niv-Mizzet in the picture. I wish they showed more of the Legion. Makes sense, though. This doesn't feel Mythic. It would feel a lot more Mythic if it was reds get +1/+1 and white get +1/+1. So then you'd have a double anthem for 2. That would be really good, I think. But maybe just a little bit too good. I like the effect. It works well with Aurelia. Because you can attack, damage happens, and then you exile. They all go away. Then they all come back during the second combat step. You can attack again, and then you get another attack phase because Aurelia would be treated as though she entered the battlefield again, and she'd be a new permanent. So that's a thing. I'm not sure what else to think. I don't think it's that good. Other than that, yeah, it's Wrath protection, but a common is it Nivet Cyclops is a 1/4 defender. So Horned Turtle. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it becomes a 4/4 and can attack as though it didn't. Those are my thoughts. I mean, it's a limited common, right? That's what we play it for. Now here's our Simic Mythic, Progenitor Mimic. Sorry, Simic Mimic. Yeah. So it's 6 mana for a 0/0. Now it's 6 mana clone that at the beginning of your upkeep, if it's not a token, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of this creature. So, another expensive clone effect. I don't think it's going to see play at all. Or at least standard play. EDH play, this is quite possibly extremely solid. But yeah. Next you have the Gruul Mythic, Savage Born Hydra. So, X red green for it comes into play with X +1/+1 counters and has double strike. And you can, at sorcery speed, for 1 red-green hybrid, put a +1/+1 counter. It sucks that it was only as a sorcery. If it wasn't a sorcery, I'd love this card so very, very much. I'd be like, give me all of the Hydras. But even still, you'd be playing it probably. If you played in standard, you'd be playing it on turn 5. So that way, 3/3 double strike gets around Thragtusk and all the other 3-drops. But the 5 slot is just so packed right now. I mean, you don't want to make it a 2/2 because that just trades with Thragtusk or Restoration Angel. And even with a 3/3, yeah, you trade with Resto, but you could always add a counter during your next turn. Leave it back for blocks. Boros. I'm not sure if I covered this guy in my video, but I'll just go over it. Boros Champion, Tajik, Blade of the Legion, 4 mana 2/2, Indestructo Man, and Battalion, he gets +5/+5 till end of turn. Reminds me a lot of the Bushido guy a while back. Konda, I think it was. The flavor text basically says, look, I can have Battalion. I run the maze alone, but I fight with the full might of the Legion, yeah. Other than that, I'm not terribly impressed, just because he's 4 mana 2/2, and if you're playing him in a super aggressive deck, in standard, of course, mind you. In limited, yeah, he's good. But that's it. Next we have Warped Physique. This is a strict limited card, but it's a good removal. It's no Agony Warp, but this one's also solid. Target creature gets +X, -X till end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Next we have, oh no, I forgot what it was called. Darn it. Okay, well the left side puts a 3/3 Centaur token on the battlefield. The right side is gain 2 life for each creature you control. So, there's that. Limited fodder, maybe. Then there's a series of Clue Stones. So each guild has one. That's a 3-mana artifact, taps for either color of that guild, and you can red-white tap it to draw a card and sack it. More mana fixing, yay! Okay, that's it. So thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe. Sorry for the delay, and hopefully I'll keep you guys in the loop for new spoilers. And I'll do a full set review when the full set's out, I believe next Tuesday or Thursday. Thank you guys all for watching.